Yo, what is up everyone? Jay here with another Fire Emblem Heroes reaction video to this month's FEH channel that has just been revealed. And this was definitely a highly anticipated one because we always get one around August time. And of course, CYL is coming up and we're going to be getting a separate FEH channel for that, for the Brave Heroes. But this one here is talking about Summer Celebration and the next seasonal banner, so we have a lot of stuff to cover. So, you know, FEH Summer Celebration always comes with a lot of free stuff, which is always good. So a lot of goodies for everybody, you know, free summons, orbs, bunch of quests, revival maps, Grand Hero revival units, double XP, quintuple SP. We get a free gift, and one of the gifts, some of this stuff was data mined, so we're gonna get a free Formal, which is amazing, especially for free-to-play players because you can just get a free Forma unit, which is always good. And of course, we're gonna get 550 Grails and 555 Divine Codes and 55 Sacred Coins because it is the 5.5 year anniversary for FEH. And then Aether quests, of course, we get a bunch of this stuff, Divine Dew, ephemera codes, the free Forma Souls. You can see some stamina potions, some feathers. We get a little bit of everything, which is really nice. And an accessory, I guess, for Aether Raids, or a prop, should I say. And 2 orbs, which is kind of measly, but we'll get more orbs later with the daily maps. And then daily skill focus summoning event revivals, so these are going to be nice for free summons or if you just want to summon on them. I've never really summoned on these, but you know, I've gotten some good stuff from them on some free summons before, so hopefully I can get some good units here because there's some decent fodder and good units on these banners, so that's gonna be pretty cool. So free summons are always nice. And then we also get Grand Hero battle revivals, so we're gonna be getting revivals on popular Grail units like Yenfei, Reeve, Gonzalez, Salem, Hilda, Amorum, and Limstella, who's like the most recent one. So this is definitely really nice because a lot of these units are popular Grail units, especially Yenfei and Morum. I think Morum is raising in popularity. I mean, he's still relatively new, but I've seen a good amount of them, and then Limstella as well. But Yenfei is definitely the most popular one here, so that's gonna be really nice just to have a free merge and save for Grails. And celebratory reward maps, so we're gonna be having these, which are really easy maps. You just play them, get the free orbs, and of course get the orbs. So that's gonna be like an extra 20 orbs. So on top of the other 2 that they gave us, it's gonna be 22. So that's pretty nice. And then we have the Hero Fest banner, which in my opinion is kind of like not as good as it could have been. There's definitely good units on this banner, but I expected like Dual Chrom in here, but they didn't want to put him on there, I guess, because he's just Dual Chrom's just ridiculous. Maybe, but like compared to like last year's Hero Fest, for example, we had 2 save units. We had Henriette and Dedu, who are amazing fodder. We had Flane. I forgot who the 4th unit was, but it was a really good Hero Fest, which a lot of people summon on. This one, I don't think as many people are going to summon on, even though you do have a meta unit in Ascended Fjorm. You know, you get the Flora and Ascended Leguiarn. You have Niffle and Muspel here, who aren't the greatest units. Like, Muspel is a great support unit, don't get me wrong, he's amazing, but you know, support units are definitely highly competitive, and he's not like the most popular one, even though he has that true damage, which is really good. And him himself as a unit, as combat unit, is not the greatest. Niffle, on the other hand, you know, she's also, I'd say she's better in combat, but her summer version just came out, which is just like better. And the Domain of Ice, although it's good for the damage reduction, it only reduces on the first hit. So that's, you know, worse than Flame, who can just have the flat no matter what hit it is, first or second. So I feel like this Hero Fest is not as good as it could have been. We do get the free tickets, of course, so hopefully we get good stuff from that. But unless you're trying to plus 10 these units, I don't think many people are going to go into this banner. You know, the best unit here is probably Senator Fiorma, in my opinion, because she's a meta save unit for sure. Of course, Dual Chrom destroys her, who could have been on this banner, but they didn't want to put him here, I guess. So Hero Fest is alright in my opinion. It's not bad, but definitely it's not as stacked as it's been in previous years. So yeah, that is that for Hero Fest. And then we move on to the banner. So this banner is definitely really interesting. It's really unexpected. I don't think anybody expected any of these units on the banner. And it's a Thief, like, festival banner, Thieves with masks, which is, I dig the concept. I'm not against like any seasonal concept. It's just, you know, if the characters are distributed well, and this banner definitely has characters that don't have alts yet, so I'm glad that characters are not getting, that haven't had alts before, are getting them, like Kath here. So Kath, I like Kath. She's an hilarious character from Binding Blade, if you played the game. It's a little weird to see her in this costume. It's cute for sure, I guess, but I definitely expect her to have a Blue Mage Thief mask alt, Blue Mage Cavalier here. So here she is nuking this Lance Knight. She has a PRF weapon. We don't know what it does yet, but we can see her skill. She has push 4, of course, because that's on every single female unit. And then a snag skill and blue fuse, which is not bad. We'll have to see what her weapon does, if it makes it really good, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a nice, at least decent PRF weapon. So that is Thief Cat, I guess, Thief Mask Cat, because these units are already thieves, so it's like, it's weird to call them thieves because, you know, they're already thieves in the game. And then we have another one, Layla. So Layla here is getting an alt, which I like Layla a lot. And if you played Fire Emblem 7, you know how, you know, a crucial character she is, especially to Matthew. But Matthew should have been here. Matthew doesn't have an alt, and I really wish he was like a duo with her. That would have been really awesome to see them happy together, you know, because the boyfriend and girlfriend, that would have been amazing. They're both thieves. They both worked for House Ostius. That would have been really cool. But unfortunately, Layla here is alone, and I have a friend who is a huge Matthew fan, and, you know, it kind of hurts for her to see Layla get an alt before Matthew, which I understand, even though she does love Layla. It's like, she got an alt before him just because, I mean, she's a girl. Honestly, let's be real here. You know, Matthew is definitely an amazing character, and he definitely deserves more. He did get the Resplendent, which is nice, but Layla here gets the alt, so that's just my gripe with this one. But I really wish there was a Matthew Layla alt. That would be really cool. And we don't get to see any of her skills because they didn't show us anything, but she is a red tome flyer, which is nice. So she's probably gonna be really fast, really strong. Let's see these skills later. And then we have Sothe. So this is Sothe. He's looking clean. This mask alt is definitely really cool looking, and look at his art. He's just like, he doesn't give a crap. He's just gonna shank somebody. So Sothe here gets an alt, and he's not backpacking with Micaiah anymore, so that's pretty cool. And he is a green dagger flyer, which is a unique class type. The only other unit that is in that class type, I think, is Dancer Lachesis. There might be another one that I can't think of right now, but either way, green dagger flyers are not very common at all. So Sothe is, you know, standing tall, I guess, in this class type. But, you know, he does, like, it's kind of sad because he doesn't have a PRF, and we just had Summer Claude, who's a blue dagger flyer, but he's still a colored dagger flyer nonetheless, and he's insanely good. So Sothe can't really compete and be better than Claude, but of course, if you're a Sothe fan, you don't care. You should still try to build him and try to plus 10 him because he is the demote. So he's going to be a nice merge project for sure. You can see his stats right here, pretty nice. He comes with a weapon that gives him +5 attack and speed because Swift Sparrow gives +4 attack and speed. You can see he gives +9, so that's going to be a pretty nice weapon. We don't know the other effects. I think it has Kanto built into it. Does it? I'm not sure if it does. No, I don't think it does. But the next unit does. I'm getting mixed up. So yeah, so there's a green dagger flyer, and he's going to be a nice demote project for sure, even though Summer Claude is just insanely good, and it's still the best demote dagger to this day. And the unit I'm most excited for on this banner, well, he's not on the banner, he's actually the Tempest Driver Award, my boy Rickard. So Rickard is in the game. I'm actually really stoked for this because Rickard, I expected him to make it on a regular banner, but, you know, Arcanea has a tendency to include characters, you know, with seasonals before the regular version, like with Zane. So Rickard here is joining his boy Julian again, which is hilarious because if you guys have played the Arcanea games, Rickard and Julian's dynamic is hilarious. Rickard, he loves Julian, and it's like kind of like a no homo thing, and he'll always, like, you know, say things that people think get the wrong idea. So like in the games, he'll even like leave heart symbols at the end of his sentences when he's talking to Julian. It's absolutely hilarious. So I'm glad Rickard gets an alt here because he's a thief as well. So that's really funny, and you know, his alt is cute. I mean, look at him, he's winking. He's holding a bag of jewels, I guess, and some coins. So he is here as a sword infantry unit, which I think he's a sword infantry unit. Oh no, sorry, he's a sword flyer. I'm stupid. Sword flyer, which is you know, it's not as competitive as sword infantry unit. Why did I think infantry? And he comes with Florid Cane. So this weapon has Kanto. As you can see, after he attacks, he moved 1 space. So that is really, really good, and that's going to be a great weapon for a lot of seasonal flyers, sword flyers, or just flyers in general to have Kanto in their weapon, so you don't have to run it into B skill. So that's amazing. It's going to give him extra stats, of course. I think it gives him +5 attack and speed. So Rickard here is definitely pretty nice, and he's got decent defense, decent defenses. His res isn't terribly low. He's got decent attack and good speed. So Rickard here, my boy, I'm glad that he's in the game. Definitely an Arcanea alt I didn't expect, because we didn't expect this Thief banner at all, honestly. So I'm glad that he's in the game, and this is definitely a W for me. And he's probably going to be my next Grail project. I'm not sure, though, because that sword is really tempted to give it to other units. But I already have enough sword units that I ever need, because I have every more than +10, even if they're not flyers. But anyways, we come to the star of the banner, and definitely a duo I did not expect. This is from Fire Emblem Fates, and we have Kagero and Nina pairing up, which I understand the concept because they're both ninjas and they're both spies. Should I say they're both They're both characters that like to spy, but for different reasons. If you guys know why Nina spies on people, you know, she's kind of an odd character. Never was a huge fan of her. I like Kagero though a lot. Kagero's really cool. She's one of the more chill Fates characters out of all the wacky characters in that game. But here they are as a duo, so it's definitely really interesting. Shadowy figures, and they're drawn by Kipu, which I like because Kipu drew Lind. And they come with Shadowy Quill. We don't know what that does yet, but they come with Lethality, which is nice. So another unit with Lethality, and they come with a Tier 4 B skill. So we're at this point now where we're getting Tier 4 B skills, which, you know, people are scared of. They're like, no, because, you know, Arena is just gonna get more, you know, pay to win and like harder to compete in, which it is what it is. But at least this B skill is just like a dual chill. It's nothing else, like a Tier 4, I don't know, no follow-up or something stupid like that. Obviously I think they're a Cavalier, right? So they can't get no follow, but still, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And they come with a catch skill and colorless feud. So their weapon is definitely gonna be really stacked. Their dual skill is gonna be really strong, I'm sure. Their art is really sick. I honestly like their art a lot. I mean, I like this banner in general. Like I mentioned, I'm not against a lot of seasonal alts. I know some people are gonna hate this. The reaction I've been seeing for this banner has been kind of mixed, but I like the designs. I mean, it's new, you know what I'm saying? I like new designs, and they picked characters that people didn't expect, even though they all are thieves and spies, but it's cute. So Risk and Reward, that is the summoning event, and the Tempest Trials for Life and Death 2. We're gonna get more story on I guess Ymir and stuff for the story. So yeah, Rickard is the Tempest Trial unit, so I'm hyped. He's probably gonna be an next Rare project, we'll have to see. So yeah. Then we get arena maps, so more flyer dominant maps and maps to screw over Cavaliers, but you know, that could be good and bad. But it's gonna be nice to just mix up arena. And we get legendary hero and mythic hero remixes. So this is nice because we've been waiting for Alm remixes and Naga remixes, and they are coming up next. So Alm gets a really nice boost. He comes with an addition of Time's Pulse, which is gonna be really good because his weapon doesn't give him -1 cooldown, so that's gonna be nice. And then Lunar Flash 2, which basically gives him the Moonbow effect, and then gives him damage based off his speed, which he already had, and then he also gets the ability to pierce through damage reduction. So that is nice. He basically gets Deadeye built into his weapon, which is what he needed to keep up, because, you know, he was one of the original tank busters and one of the original like best archers in the game, and then he obviously fell off a lot. But now with this Lunar Flash 2, that's definitely going to help. So having Deadeye is going to make him a lot better, and we'll have to see what the weapon refine is to help him. So that is going to be nice, and I like Alm a lot, so I'm glad that he got a nice boost. And then we got Naga. So, you know, she was not the greatest unit, not the greatest mythic, and now she actually gets a pretty good boost. So Divine Fang keeps the effective against dragons for the allies, of course, for adjacent allies, and at the start of a turn, if they're within 2 spaces of an ally, grants +6 attack and speed to herself and her allies, and then also gives the status of giving a guaranteed follow-up attack if they initiate combat. So that is really nice, because now she'll also be able to provide the dragon effective support and also the pretty much dive bomb effect, because she comes with dive bomb in her weapon. I mean, obviously not for allies unless they do have dive bomb, but this is gonna be nice if they have dive bomb or any kind of like brave weapons. You're just gonna be able to hit guaranteed follow-ups, or if you're slow, you just get guaranteed follow-ups. So that's gonna be really cool. So that is simple support, but it's very, very good, because we've seen this on Legendary Lucina's remix. So that's really cool. So Divine Fang is definitely a nice boost. So definitely solid upgrades for Naga and Alm, who desperately needed them. And we'll be interested to see what the refines are. And then they announce pretty much that the other heroes that are next in line will also be next in line pretty much. So Sothis, Eliwood, Legendary Julia, Thracier, Leaf, and Altina. I can't wait to see what those units will get as well. So those are going to be the next ones. And then we get heroes added into weekly revivals. So for people that are trying to +10 them, you can save your orbs and try to summon them on banners, but they're also going to be added into the 4-star special pool as they keep doing. So that's going to be pretty cool. I like Valencia Katria being there. Fina being there is definitely nice. And then the big one is Dual Ephraim. Dual Ephraim, the guy that, you know, he's a regular pool unit, but he wasn't really. He was treated as a seasonal because he was never in the regular pool. He appeared on the Hero Fest once. So now that he's in the regular pool, that's a big deal. I mean, that's why they're highlighting him here. So Ephraim, Dual Ephraim is not as elusive as he used to be, so that's pretty cool. And then the last few parts, we get this new mode called Binding Worlds, which is essentially a mode where like you switch units from different worlds if you step on this like panel right here. I'm not explaining, Faye will explain it if you watch the video. I'm not gonna go in depth on it, but Basically, it's a new mode to play, and we'll be able to get free rewards from it, so that's pretty nice. And it looks interesting. Be able to switch units and stuff, and like you level up once you switch. So Sharina levels up when she switches with some unit, I guess. So, like I said, I'm not gonna go in depth in it, but that's pretty much the mode, new mode we're gonna get. So that's gonna be interesting. And then the last few parts, we're almost at the end here. Yeah, so Binding Worlds, that's the event, and then that's pretty much it. Yeah. And then the last part, they're gonna say that the Fate channel for the Brave Heroes is gonna happen soon. So that is pretty much the Fate channel. So, you know, like I mentioned earlier in the video, I think it's a mixed bag, especially with the seasonal banner. Not many people are gonna like it, but also a lot of people are gonna love it. So personally, you know, I think it's cool. I like the fact that they're making a new seasonal and trying new things. But I'm glad that Rickard is just a Tempest Trial unit, so I don't have to spend orbs on him, because I can just go back to Legendary Asker's banner and try to summon for Metis merges. So that's what I was waiting for, to see if this banner had somebody I really wanted to summon for. Obviously we have to see the weapons, so like maybe this dagger would be really nice for like Summer Lind or something, but thankfully he's the 4-star special. So yeah, so that's the Fate channel, and then we can see the stat spreads for all the units that we saw except for Layla, because Layla's didn't show. But obviously we'll see the actual trailer for this banner itself in like a day or two. So yeah, that is pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments if you do comment. I think this Fate channel is alright. Like I said, it's mixed bag. You're either gonna love it, you're gonna hate it. If you're huge fans of Soul, if you're huge fans of Kath or Nina, who are not as popular characters, but I'm glad that, you know, I guess other characters that don't have alts got alts. And, you know, Kagero is here, even though she's had alts before. At least she's not the lead. So Rickard, I'm the most excited for. I definitely want to build him as a sword flyer, because, you know, sword flyers aren't that common, and I have regular Cheetah as a sword flyer, but that's pretty much it. I don't really have anyone else that's a sword flyer as a +10 unit. So it'd be kind of cool, but then again, his sword is so good to have that Canto built in. We'll have to see what exactly it does, but it definitely has Canto, which is going to be very, very wanted, because he's going to be killed a lot for that. So, and that's going to be inheritable, I'm sure, to like every unit type or movement type, right? Maybe they're restricted to only flyers, but if it's for Cavaliers too, I assume so, right? I don't know, because we've never had an inheritable Canto weapon, I don't think. So this is definitely going to be really cool. So that is my opinions on the banner, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below. As I said, if you do comment, leave a like if you enjoy listening to Ramble as always. And I wish you luck on your summons, because, you know, there's a lot of good banners coming up. And, of course, CYL, which we'll see soon. And that is pretty much it. And subscribe if you haven't. And I appreciate all support, guys. Please stay safe out there. And peace out.